Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, I will discuss the grade 3 A2 test questions and answers. So let's get started. So in this video, we will discuss the general questions that the examiner asks, questions involving pictures, which are of two types, either showing jobs or directions, questions about your residence, and lastly, questions about the weather. So let's start with general questions. These are questions like how are you? And you can say I'm fine or I'm good. How about you? Can I take your ID? The examiner will definitely ask you for your ID and you have to present the same ID that you used for online booking. Next, he might ask, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where you have to talk about yourself, who you are, where you come from. When is your birthday? You can mention your birthday date. What is the date today? You can mention the date of the exam. When is Christmas? You can say on 25th of December. Have you got any children? If you have any children, just mention those. When is his or her birthday? So if you have any children, the examiner might ask about their birthdays or anything else about them. At what time do you get up in the morning? You can say I get up at 6:30 in the morning. When do you have your breakfast? I have my breakfast at about 7:30. What time do you go to work? I go to work at about 8:30 or 9. What job do you have? If you have any job, just mention your job. When do you get back home? You can mention any time you get back home. For example, I get back home at 6 p.m. What do you do in your free time? You can mention your leisure activities or your hobbies. Do you learn or study anything? So if you are studying or you are a student, you can mention what you're studying. And if you're not, you can simply say, no, I'm not studying anything. Which day do you take your class? So if you do study or learn something, the examiner might further ask questions about that. Now let's talk about questions involving pictures. With this one, the thing to keep in mind is using the tone of the question to answer the question. What I mean is using the same tense and the same English language as used in the question. So the examiner will show you a picture and he will ask you what are they doing. In this example, as we can see, a nurse is measuring the blood pressure of a patient. So you can simply say a nurse is measuring the blood pressure of a patient. Then the examiner will ask further questions about that picture. Can you measure blood pressure? And you can answer yes or no. Do you know anything about the medical industry? And once again you can answer however you wish. In the end, the examiner might say, do you have any questions for me? And you should definitely try to ask him at least one question. You can simply ask him how is your day going or any other general question, but you should definitely try to ask at least one question. This shows confidence and shows that you can speak English comfortably. Next, the examiner might show you some other pictures that are showing jobs. So in this example, as you can see, we have a taxi driver driving the taxi and a cleaner who is cleaning the table. So the examiner might ask, what jobs can you see in these pictures or what are these guys doing? And you can simply say a taxi driver is driving the taxi and a cleaner is cleaning the table. Next, he might ask, does your son or daughter or husband or wife have a job? So if you mention that you have children, they might ask about your children. If you mention you have a husband or a wife, they might ask about their job and you can simply answer whatever job they have, if they have any. If they don't have a job, you can say he or she does not have a job. Then the examiner might ask, what is he or she doing now? So if they don't have a job, what do they do now? You can say my wife does not have a job and she is just doing the household tasks. Do you have a job? The examiner might ask you about your job. You can mention any job you have, or if you don't have a job, you can just say I do not have a job, or I'm a student, or whatever the case might be for you. Do you like your job? So if you do have a job, the examiner might further ask questions about your job. You can say yes, I like my job, or no, I don't like my job for a particular reason. Do you like your boss or your colleagues? You can once again answer this very easily by saying yes, I like my boss, or I like my colleagues. Next, let's talk about showing directions. So in this one, the examiner might show you a picture and say something like this. Sarah is in the park and she wants to go to the bank. Give me the directions to the bank in English. Now usually the picture will be some sort of a map with the person and the bank indicated on the map, and you can give the directions simply using go straight, turn left, turn right, across the road, next to the park, etc. etc. You can easily give directions in English using these words that I just mentioned. Or the examiner may ask some other question. So if he shows you a map, he might ask where is a particular shop, or where is a particular institution, or where is a school, for example, where is the bank, where is the hospital, and you can easily mention the directions to that place. You can also practice this with your friend or your partner to make things easier. Next, the examiner might ask you questions about your residence. So he might ask, where do you live? You can mention wherever you live. Do you live in a house or a flat? You can mention whether it's a house or a flat. Do you own it or is it rented? So are you tenants or are you the owner of the house? How many floors does it have? You can mention it has 1 or 2 or 3 floors. How many bedrooms does it have? You can mention it has 2 or 3 bedrooms, or whatever the case is for you. Are there any schools near your house? You can say yes, there is a school right across our house, or there are no schools nearby. Is there a park near your house? Once again, you can say yes, there is a park nearby, or you can say no, there are no parks nearby. What can you see from your window? So from your window, whatever you see, you can mention it. If you don't see much, you can just say it's just the neighborhood and other houses. So if you do see any shops, any particular shops, you can mention those and he might ask you about those as well. The examiner will show you pictures or ask you to pick one out of a bunch of pictures. And he might ask, what is the weather in these pictures? You can mention it's raining in this one, it's sunny in that one, it's cloudy in this one. Or the examiner might ask you, what is the weather like today? And you can mention whatever the weather is on that day. Or the examiner might ask you, how was the weather yesterday? And you can mention the weather the day before the test. So that's it for the questions and answers in the A2 test. If I missed something or if you have a question, just leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to answer you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and also subscribe for more. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.